Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Dear students, a day before yesterday, we studied lesson number 1. We translated it and then you were provided with a list of difficult words and their synonyms. Today we are going to proceed towards its exercise, and right in its exercise all parts of speech are given here, but mere definitions are provided. The first part of speech, which is discussed in detail in the exercise of this chapter, is the noun. So you are requested to open your books at page number 10. At page number 10. The noun. Have you found it out? Page 10, the noun. A noun is a word used as the name of a person, place or thing. This is the brief definition of a noun. A noun is a word used as the name of a person, place or thing. But we may see that there is a note as well. That is, the word thing is used to mean anything that we can think of. Look at the following sentence. Means the word thing in the definition of a noun, the word thing in the definition of a noun is meant for anything that we can think of, is meant for everything that we can think of. Like Asoka was a wise king. Asoka was a wise king. Over here there are two nouns there in the sentence. One is Asoka and the other is king. One is Asoka and the other is king. But there is a slight difference there between these two nouns. Just ponder it over, think it over. What is the basic difference between the two nouns, Asoka and king? Boys and girls, what can be the possible difference between Asoka and king? Both are nouns. Yes? Asoka is a proper noun, whereas king is a common noun. Why is it so? It is explained here in the definition. Like the noun Asoka refers to a particular king, but the noun king might be applied to other king as well as to Asoka. We call Asoka a proper noun and king a common noun. Now we are going to proceed towards the definition of a common noun and the definition of a proper noun. Have a look. A common noun is the name given in common to every person or thing of the same class or kind. A name which is shared, a name which is common, or a name which is given to a class, to a kind of, to persons, things, or you may say whatsoever they are, but they are of the same class and they are of the same kind, and unanimous name, shared name or common name is given, we call it a common noun. Like common here means shared by all. Then a proper noun is the name of some particular person or place Proper means one's own. Here a proper name is a person's own name. When a name is shared, it is common. When a name is particularly or specifically used for a specific person, a particular person, or a specific thing, a particular thing, we call it a proper noun. Proper nouns are always written with a capital letter at the beginning. That is the characteristic quality of proper nouns, that they are always written, or they always begin with a capital letter. Even if they come in the middle of the sentence, we write them, we commence them, we begin them with a capital letter. And then proper nouns are sometimes used as common nouns as. And the same proper nouns at times are used. The same proper nouns at times are used as common nouns. Here in these two examples we may see, he was the Luqman of his age. Over here, Luqman is not meant for the one who is known to all of us. Rather, here it is meant for the wisest man or the wise man. The wisest man or the wise man means he was the Luqman of his age, means that he was the wise man or the wisest man of his age. Then Kalidas is often called the Shakespeare, the greatest dramatist of India. Kalidas is in no way a Shakespeare, but over here Shakespeare is used as the greatest dramatist and is referred to, or you may say that he is associated with Kalidas because Shakespeare was the greatest dramatist of Europe, whereas Kalidas is the greatest dramatist of India. मेरे बेटा जो बात हमने यहां तक की है वो प्रॉपर नाउन और कॉमन नाउन की है. कॉमन का मतलब होता है मेरे बेटा शेयर्ड, जो सबका मुश्तरका हो. बट कीप दिस थिंग इन माइंड दैट whosoever are included there, they must be of the same class or of the same kind. Like girl is a noun which may be applied to all girls, and boy is a noun which may be applied to all boys, Why? Because boys have their own class and girls have their own class. Similarly, if we say chair, every chair or chair is a class. They have their own class, they have their own kind, and the noun chair may be applied to all chairs, That is why it is known as common noun. Whereas proper noun is called proper because it is particular, it is specific. The girls sitting in front of me are all girls, but each one of them has her particular name. Same is the case with boys. The boys sitting in front of me are all boys, but each one of them has his particular name. The particular name of each boy and the particular name of each girl is called a proper noun. And the shared name of girl, which is shared by all girls, and the shared name of boy, which is shared by all boys, is known as common noun. Is it clear? And then common noun includes what are called collective nouns and abstract nouns. Keep this thing in mind that nouns, collective nouns and abstract nouns also come under the title of common noun. Why? Like if we say honesty, honesty is honesty. It doesn't have any particular attachment. Or you may say that it is not specified for a thing, for a person, for a place, or like. That is common everywhere. Same if we say collect team, a team of hockey is also known as team, and a team of cricket is also known as team. It is shared by all. Of the same class or of the same kind. That is why abstract nouns and collective nouns also come under the title of common nouns. A collective noun is the name of a number or collection of persons or things taken together and spoken of as one whole. A collection of or a number of things taken together but spoken of as one whole are called collective noun. Are called collective nouns like crowd, mob, team, flock, herd, army, fleet, jury, family, nation, parliament, committee. Then an abstract noun is usually the name of quality, action or state considered apart from the object to which it belongs as. What is an abstract noun? It is the name of a quality. At times it is the name of a quality, at times it is the name of an action, and at times it is the name of a state, but apart from the object to which it belongs. Like if we say beautiful, that becomes an adjective. That becomes an adjective. And adjective always qualifies a noun. Always qualifies a noun. Like if we say this is a beautiful scene. This is a beautiful scene. Over here the word beautiful is an adjective. Is an adjective. In it adds something to the meaning of the scene. To the meaning of the scene. But when this beautiful word is taken apart from the noun scene, it becomes and turned to a noun in itself, it becomes beauty. It becomes beauty. Beauty is a noun. Beauty is a noun which is called an abstract noun. Which is called an abstract noun. Why? Because it is taken apart from the object to which it belongs. It is taken apart from the object to which it belongs. Beauty may belongs to something, but when we call it beauty, it is taken apart from that particular thing. It is taken apart from that particular thing. Then, quality, goodness, kindness, voidness, darkness, hardness, brightness, honesty, wisdom, bravery. Students, you may see that over here in all these nouns we may see that the nouns are names of quality. The nouns are names of quality. And in the next one we may see that the nouns are used as names of actions like laughter, theft, movement, judgment, hatred. And in the last one we may see that the nouns are used as names of state. The nouns are used as names of state like childhood, boyhood, youth, slavery, sleep, sickness, death, poverty. In all these nouns, it is very much obvious, it is very much clear that the nouns over here name certain states. Then comes abstract nouns. The names of the arts and science, for example, grammar, music, chemistry, etc., are also abstract noun. We can speak of a brave soldier, a strong man, beautiful flower, but we can also think of these qualities apart from any particular person or thing and speak of heavy strength, beauty by themselves. So also we can speak of what persons do or feel apart from the persons themselves and give it a name. The word abstract means drawn off. The word abstract means drawn off. Means when a noun is drawn off the object, to which it refers, we call it an abstract noun. Abstract nouns are formed from adjectives as kindness from kind, honesty from honest. Then from verbs as obedience from obey, growth from grow, from common nouns as childhood from child, slavery from slave. And then there is an exercise out of which you are supposed to pick out all these kinds of nouns. Have a look at it, page number 12. Point out nouns in the following sentences and say whether they are common, proper, collective or abstract. Out of this exercise, we are to separate and we are to name them, we are to write them whether these are common nouns, whether these are proper nouns, whether these are collective nouns or abstract nouns. All of you are requested to separate all these kinds of nouns from the exercise, and if there is any difficulty, we are going to share it after you have done it. Just do it right now. Sir, it's closer.